I think we're live. How you doing, people? EDDBUD here, back with live stream 20. It's good to be back live streaming again. It was a little while over that course of a few weeks. Things have settled down nicely now. I'm into a bit of a routine, certainly with the little nipper. He's getting from strength to strength, so it's all good. There's quite a few of you I can see already watching and already in the chat as well. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. Please let me know. I think I've set everything up properly. I may have forgotten to do this or that, but please let me know. I've got an assortment of drinks here. Steve A has just mentioned, I hope I'm recovered from the long run. It was a long run, so I went out to do 15 miles, but I thought I was feeling good, so I'll just carry on a little longer. And got to 17, I was just feeling great. I was feeling really on top form today. I don't know why. Yesterday I went to bed really late. I was just up watching some films, having some enjoyment, just food that's probably not the best food to eat, drinks that probably aren't the best drinks to have. But today, just feeling really good. I don't know if you guys have ever had that. When you go out some days, it just works for you. Things just happen. So I'll talk about the long run a little bit, a little later. Michael Sessler, I've got to say, Michael, I really appreciate that super chat. I'm really glad that you enjoy the videos, that you get some enjoyment from them, and there's some worth there. It really does mean a lot that you've done that super chat. It really does help to keep the channel rocking and rolling. So thank you, Michael Sessler. I raised the special EDDBUD mug. That I always use these red mugs because Miss EDDBUD's not too into them. So a little tea there. Oh, that's doing the trick. Let's say some hellos to everybody in the chat on this cold. It's like a winter's day out there, and the dog still has to be walked after this live chat as well. So we got Michael Bland. He says, "Hi mate, settled for the nines, the Boston Nines, I think he means. He's just done 10k, nice and comfortable and easy to pick up the pace. Yeah, the Boston Nines, a real winner. I think I'll probably get to the 100 miles review on that one, Michael, towards the end of this week. Probably I'm going to put a load more miles into that one. I've got a few miles to do in the Clifton 7 before that 100 mile review comes up, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. A nice easy few miles just to get the Clifton 7 to 100 miles. Joe Mullins here. He says, does anyone have a link where I can watch the elite women's race? Joe, I tell you what, if you can watch that race, the end is absolutely superb. I believe it's a young lady called, is it Sarah? Just an incredible finish. The absolute kick at the end is just immense. This lady was moving. I was up out of my chair, you know, cheering her on. It was brilliant. I think I possibly enjoyed the women's race a little more than the elite men's race, actually. This lady was, oh, what an athlete. It was just immense, that kick at the end. So do watch that, Joe. You will enjoy it. CG Social says the new mangoes came out today. I did see they released. Hang on 2 seconds, guys. I've just got to adjust this camera down a little bit. I think I've shrunk. I think I'm shrinking, guys. I'm shrinking. That's better. You can see a bit more of me now. Hello. I did see those mangoes came out. I know Thomas, one of the viewers, managed to pick up a pair. He's been after some Next Percents for a long time, so glad he got those. Curtis Lost is in the house. How you doing? Joe Mullins here. Good evening, Joe. Dave 243. He is in the house, in the chat. We got Daniel Angel. We got Adam Small. Richard Rendell are all here. Chris McLean is here also. Mane is here. He says he's in Denmark. Hello, in Denmark. Matthew Lucas. We got Noel S. Leon. Michael Sessler is here. He is in the house. Noel S says Saturdays are the days to eat and drink, not the best things. Yeah, that was pretty much what the evening was like. It was one of those where I put a film on, and I think Mrs. EDDBUD was sorting Fergus out and getting into bed and stuff. And the next thing I know, I just woke up on the sofa, and I don't know how long went by. I don't know how long I'd been there. Matthew Lucas is here. He's talking of winter. He says, any recommendations on a jacket? I've not tried any of the Patagonia stuff. The problem I have with jackets is I just overheat really easily. Today, for example, it was about 10 degrees outside. It was raining, it was windy. I put my waterproof Nike jacket on and I just thought, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. I went for a long sleeve Nike top in the end, and then I pulled it up to here because I was just too hot. So I don't know whether there's something odd with me in terms of temperature, but it destroys me if I get too hot. So if anyone in the chat has got some good suggestions for Matthew in terms of waterproof jackets for winter, please do let him know. Chris McLean says he scored a massive parkrun personal best after a night. I take it he's after a night of drinking, perhaps. But yeah, sometimes it just works like that. Who knows? Who knows how our bodies work? It's really weird. Dylan Tan is in the house. Thoughts on London? Yeah, I really enjoyed the women's race. Quite a surprising men's race. I think you could see something was up with Kipchoge even early on. Like even before the race started, he didn't seem his normal self. He looked really cold. He looked like he was freezing at the start line. And afterwards, I could see he was shivering, and maybe he didn't have enough time to acclimatise to the temperatures here. I can imagine it's a fair bit cooler, perhaps. But then again, the other racers came from similar places, so I'm not sure really. But what a nice humble chap that was the winner of the men's elite race. Really humble guy. It was nice to see. Put a good kick in at the end as well. There was a really good battle there between two of them, wasn't there? So yeah, I really enjoyed that. A good day. Lots of running stuff to take in while I was doing some video editing and just some more eating. I've been eating loads of Christmas cake actually. Maybe that's the power from today's long run. It was Christmas cake powered. It's like 3 months away, but can't beat Christmas cake. It's the best stuff. You go out and get yourself some, guys. It's good stuff. Daniel says, did I ever get the Mizuno Wave Riders? I got a pair of them, but I needed to send them back due to sizing issues, and I'm yet to receive the others. So hopefully that will happen soon, Daniel. Richard Rendell says it was Sarah Hall with the mystery Asics. Yeah, it's an odd looking shoe that. It's clearly the Meta Racer upper. What is below that, I don't know. It does look a little bit like the where are they? It does look a little bit like the midsole of the Adizero Adios Pro. It does look a little bit like that. I don't think it is that, but it certainly is similar in terms of dimensions. And then there's something else on the outsole there. So I don't know what that was. What is that shoe? Who knows? Interesting. Someone's just mentioned there that that's Ryan Hall's. Ah, okay. Yeah, I remember there was some talk from Ryan Hall about prototype shoes and stuff like that. Interesting. There could be some further information comes out about that. I don't know. Yeah, Rob, the men's race was odd today. There was an odd feeling while I was watching it. It was very strange. Quite a slow race initially. I say slow. It's ridiculously fast. Those guys are insane in terms of the pace. But it was certainly a bit slower. It wasn't quite what everyone was expecting, I don't think. But still interesting. Some really interesting names there that I'd not really come across that much before. So it was good to watch. Leon says Sarah Hall was not wearing Asics. It was definitely an Asics Meta Racer upper. It definitely seemed like a Meta Racer upper. Lee Summers in the house. Good evening, Lee. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out about that prototype shoe, because it's definitely not a shoe that is available to everybody. That's a shoe that is clearly has been created for her, perhaps. Yeah, that sprint from Kitata at the end there, what a kick at the end. Awesome. David Reed says he's just won the family game of Uno. in order to be here on time. I hope you won by fair means, David. I hope it was fair. I have to be honest, there's a couple of times where we were playing Monopoly. I think it was last Christmas, and we had to sort of speed things up a little bit because, you know, my daughter just will play for hours otherwise. You get Monopoly fatigue. Per is in the house. How you doing? Good to see you. And the Mad FEMA Fast is here. Yeah, Matthew, I run really warm. You know, when I'm running, I can't get over. I could have worn a vest out there today, really, and I still would have been okay. Swaggerino says Adidas strong showing in the Men Elite. Yeah, there was. The Adi Zero Pro, or the Adi Zero Adios Pro. There was quite a few people wearing that one in the women's race as well. So must have been okay. I mean, it's pretty slippery conditions out there on the course in St James's Park, but everybody seemed to get on okay with those. Norwest says the UK weather right now is a reason to have many running shoes. He's got one pair left that are dry. I'll tell you what, these are absolutely drenched. I did quickly weigh them when I got back in, and they'd only taken on about 15 grams, but they are absolutely soaked from that session earlier on. It's the padding here at the back is really wet still. This stuff here, the vapor weave around the front and the toe box is fine, but yeah, they were great today. Did well for me today in the wet and windy conditions. 7 minutes 30 per mile over the 17 miles, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good old session today, and the legs are feeling pretty good. I've got to be honest, the legs are feeling pretty strong. So we'll see how they feel tomorrow morning. That'll be the true test. Joe says Kipchoge looked ill. Yeah, I don't think he was 100%, Joe. I really don't think he was. Still to run that time when you're not 100%. I mean, wow. He said it was his ear or something. Maybe he's got a cold, something like that. Oh, Luke Acott's here. How you doing, Luke? Good to see you here, buddy. Lucas Campos, thank you very much for the super chat, buddy. It's very kind of you. Hope you had a great day. So Steve says, even Ed, I have mangoes in my basket but couldn't push the button. Oh no, too many Earth credits. Tell me about it. That's a lot of Earth credits. A lot of Earth credits. I can't get another. I don't need another pair of those right now. I do not. Yeah, Lucas says that the Adios, the Adi Zero Adios Pro almost won the race. Yeah, he was close. It was very close there. Michael Christensen is in Denmark. How you doing, Michael? Thanks for joining us. Manic Mike says, hello there. Any thoughts on the new Atreyu artist? I'm very keen to see how that one comes out. I haven't pre-ordered. I don't know when it closes. When does it close? I can't remember when it closes. But I haven't pre-ordered yet. I want to see how that one pans out. But it certainly looks like a nice, simple and fast shoe. And that's a good thing. I don't think anyone's gonna push back one of those. Dylan Tan says, going to be a new Asics Meta Racer. He wants it to be a lighter and more cushioned. I thought it was pretty good in terms of weight. I'd need to do some more testing in that one, really. In the Meta Racer, but I wasn't too disappointed in that. It's just a shoe that I think I probably only use up to the half. I don't think there's enough cushion there for me for anything more than that, really. Mark Hawkins is in the house. Evening, buddy. I believe I had a chat with Mark in the comments about Bomb the Bass. What a great group. Oh, good memories there. Woolworths buying records and 7-inch records in there. Long gone. Wyatt says, interesting how most of the top 10 wore Vaporflies. Yeah, a lot of people are opting for the Vaporfly Next Percent rather than the Alphafly. It's quite an interesting one, that. See how things develop in the future, I guess. Some people seem to get on really well with it, others not so much. It's very much down to the runner, I think. Chris McLean, he says it was Asics but looked like an Adios Pro midsole. Yeah, that's what I thought, Chris. It does look very much like that midsole. I wouldn't like to put money on it, but I think you're right. Leon says analysts were saying that Sarah Hall shoes were the Adidas Adizero Pro with an Asics logo. It definitely looked like the Meta Racer upper. Maybe they've done like a upper midsole swap. Relatively easily done, actually. If you've got some acetone, some very hot water, you can remove midsoles relatively well if you know what you're doing. Matthew says, anyone racing kit needs a water pistol and key name. That's funny. Ben White says the RIP the Alpha Fly. I'm not sure that they'll disappear just yet. I think people might take a little while to get to grips with them. Let's not forget that a few people got them in February at the marathon trials, and then otherwise it's just been, can you get them, through retail? Unless you're an elite athlete. And elite athletes haven't had a huge amount of opportunities to try those shoes out and test them out. In fact, standard runners probably had just as good an opportunity to get to grips with the Alpha Fly than anyone, really. Brian Tambourine, that's a superb name, Brian. That is great. I love that. The commentators said that Sarah Hall had an exemption. Yeah, Tim Gross emailed me about that. He said that she seems to have a medical exemption to be able to wear them or something. I'm not sure what that could be. A medical exemption to wear a prototype, shoe. I don't know about that. Hello from Sweden from Carl. He says, how long can you keep up the marathon pace? Tried in the rain today to hold for 5 to 10 seconds max. I'd try. I don't know, Carl. It's certainly out there today. I wouldn't have been able to hold it for even that. It was very windy. Northerly winds at the moment as well. Really cold when they hit you, but I kind of like that. You feel like Thor or something when you're out there running in that sort of stuff. If that doesn't stir emotion in you and get your blood going, then nothing's going to do that. It's just really quite exciting running in that type of weather when the branches are flying around. I even got hit in the face with an acorn today. It just flew off the tree and hit me straight in the face. And yeah, that's the most dangerous stuff that goes on around here. Acorns flying out of the sky. Robin's here. Good evening. Great race this morning. No broadcast in your country. Oh no. We had HD BBC stuff all morning. It was really good. Get yourself a nice cup of coffee, a little bit of Christmas cake. Oh, I had a big breakfast. Maybe all these things helped with the long run. I don't know. Word is out. Says Mo should have stepped up to the main group. He could have won it. I tell you, Mo was looking really good, wasn't he? He was looking fine. He seemed to really enjoy himself out there. There was a little interview with him afterwards, and he suggested that he was enjoying helping people out, trying to get a couple of other people to that Olympic qualifying time. So Brian doesn't have any more info. Don't worry, Brian. I was keen to see what you said before. Michael says, just bought the new Vaporfly Next Percents. Awesome. Can't wait to run them. Michael, when they arrive, just remember that wonderful feeling you always get when you get a new pair of running shoes. Nothing like it in the world. I tell you, you buy, I've bought loads of guitars and amps and all sorts of stuff, but there's something special about a pair of running shoes. The expectation when they arrive, and you're like, it's nothing like it. Nothing like it in the world. Rob says he went for an easy run in the Dynablast, but it turned into more tempo city. Yeah, you see, I know Andy had a few reservations about the Dynablast, but I'm really digging it. I love the colourway. It's just, look at that. It's a winter colourway. It's beautiful. I really liked it. Nice and responsive. If you're up on the midfoot there. Somebody was mentioning in the comments that I said that it promotes a more midfoot to forefoot strike. What I was trying to say there is that there's a greater drop on it. It's a 12mm drop. So you're a little more conscious of that and if you don't hit on your midfoot or the forefoot, then obviously the heel's going to make contact first. That's what I was trying to say. I think it got lost in translation a little bit. Who knows? I lose myself in translation sometimes. I'm glad you're enjoying them though, Rob. That's what counts. Steve has been playing Uno as well. Oh, you guys are funny. Joe says, just hope that Kip didn't get COVID. Yeah, I think he was just cold, Joe. It was really cold and nasty. I spoke to my daughter earlier on. She's in London. She said it was cold, and you know, she's a bit like me. She likes the cold, and she said if she says it's cold, then it's pretty unpleasant. Rob says the energy rods were in full effect. Yeah, they charged up the energy rods, and they were really rocking. Tajar van der Veld, hello sir, my good buddy. I chat quite often with Tajar in Instagram. He says, did I spot any endorphins? Yes, I think that Jared Ward was wearing a new colourway of the Endorphin Pro. If you can check him out. I didn't see where he finished, but he was definitely wearing them early doors, that new crazy colourway. So I definitely saw him. Yeah, the energy rods defeated the AirPods today. It's a bit like Autobots and Transformers. Chris McLean says, can't get much lighter than the Meta Racer. Yeah, it's a very light shoe. Yeah, I think probably like a 10k shoe for me. The Meta Racer. Oh, I could probably take it to a half, I think, and I'll be okay. It's a pretty light shoe. There's not an awful lot to it, really. The next percent mango still in stock. Oh, Richard, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Richard, I didn't see that. I'm just going to ignore that comment there, and I'm going to scroll past it. Rob says there's some new Saucony in the race. Yeah, I think that was the Endorphin Pro, but just in a new colourway. Yeah, there were loads of, Dylan says there's loads of New Balance RC Elites there. I saw quite a few. They were trucking those guys as well. They were really going well. A good selection, I think, today, certainly on the very wet roads and pavement around St James's Park there. They're really good outsole to utilise in that situation. Cameron Moore says, can I estimate how long the Alpha Fly will last? The Zoom X phone is almost tearing after 20 miles. I think I've got about 60 or 65 miles on my Alpha Flies, and I can't see too much of a problem. Let me just grab my pair over here. And let me see what they're looking like. I don't think there's any tearing on mine really. They're all looking pretty good. Around here, there's a bit of the paint's kind of coming away here. But other than that, they're looking pretty good. My typical route as well, it's partly on paths, there's a little bit of gravel. It's not the easiest on shoes, I guess, my typical route. But yeah, they've stood up okay. I don't think there's going to be too much problem. I think you'll start to lose a bit of the traction in that forefoot rubber section first, before the foam goes, really. David says his Vaporfly Next Percent improved his marathon time by 10 minutes today. 3 hours 39 at Dorney Lakes, Windsor. Fantastic, buddy. Excellent stuff. Well done, David. Ben Y said, love to see a video for swapping midsole and uppers. Yeah, I might have a blast of that. I'm quite into the whole sneaker culture thing as well. It's really interesting where some of these guys, they're like magicians, really. They managed to bring back an old shoe with a brand new midsole, you know, stuff from the early 90s or mid 90s. I'm pretty sure you could do it with some of the running shoes if you were careful. Taz6S says, good evening. Good evening, thanks for joining us. Ontario Bushcraft says, falling acorns are no joke. Gavin Braden, yeah, acorns flung by hooligan squirrels. I don't know where it came from. There was no trees around there with acorns. It just flew out of the sky and hit me right in the face. It took a bit of a blow there. I reckon I lost a few seconds, Gavin, on that mile. Johannes says, do I sell EDDBUD caps? I would dress my marathon. Awesome. No, I haven't got any of the stuff ready yet, but over the next couple of weeks we should have some of the apparel rolling in. And certainly a cap is a useful thing. I had the cap on today, and that really did help out. Certainly where the wind was blasting at my face, and the rain was coming inwards on the long run. It was, yeah, that wasn't particularly pleasant, but I kind of like it, you know. When you put yourself out there, it's kind of good sometimes. It builds up the character. Leon says he can barely hold the 20 kilometers an hour pace to 10 minutes. Ben White, Mo did a little flex on his post-race interview, said that he could run the marathon at winning time. I think he probably could have, actually. He's done that before, you know, he's reached pretty much that time before. Curlew says Mega Blast, yeah, Xenon 2, that was the game. I remember that very, very well. That was an awesome game. One of the first to feature sampled music as well. I was playing that to some of my students last year, showing them how this games have sort of developed really over time throughout history. Joe says, why wasn't Hawkins running? I believe that he's running in another race tomorrow. There's a track race on, isn't there? And he's running in that. So that's why he wasn't there today, Joe. RBTR says, seriously don't know which ones to get. So many choices. Certainly, I think one of the shoes of the year thus far, the Endorphin Speed, really has done very well. People really love that shoe. For all sorts of reasons, really. I think people like it when you do push it at sort of those top line paces. It does feel nice. It's a little bit more flexibility that people enjoy, but I just like it. The foam is just brilliant in terms of fatigue lessening properties. Your legs feel great the next day after using that shoe. Michael says he loves the feeling of unboxing and the smell of a new running shoe. Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm not looking forward to doing the smell test on the Clifton 7. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that up to your imagination, everybody. That shoe is a little bit odorous now. It won't ever be as bad as the Pegasus 36 Shield from last year. That was... makes me feel quite nauseous thinking about it, actually. That was a very odorous shoe. Leon says the Vaporfly Next Percent is more durable than the Alphafly. I'm not sure I'm willing to say that yet. I think once I get these Alphaflies up to 100 miles, I'll be able to do a sort of comparison between my green pair of the Vaporfly Next Percent and the Alphaflies, and I'll make a decision about that then. I'm not entirely sure that there's an awful lot in it. I mean, my Next Percent's held up really well over 100 miles. They don't look like they've really been used that much. Bob Spruill, sorry Bob if I've pronounced that wrong. I give it my best shot. As you know, I'm a teacher, and when you do the register and there's new students and stuff, you've got to try your best to pronounce them, and sometimes you just get it really wrong and it causes hilarity amongst the students. So he says, do you think Nike will put the Atom Knit on the Vaporfly midsole? I hope they do. I hope they do. That'll be really cool to see. Maybe get it even lighter, perhaps. I don't know. The upper on the Alphafly is very light. That'd be very interesting, Bob. Very interesting. William says, Joe, I think that he's running in the Marathon Championships. Yeah, I'm sure that there's something tomorrow. There's some sort of track meet tomorrow, I'm sure of it. Michael says, loving my reviews. Thank you, Michael. I hope you you get lots from those reviews. Am I thinking about doing vids on gear and clothes? Yeah, I'll probably do a winter roundup. I've got some bits and pieces coming in soon for the winter. Just for the sort of easier days where you need to wrap up warm and make yourself feel, you know, a little more protected out there. Certainly as the temperatures drop. I think everybody's going to have to be a little bit more careful this winter and make sure we try and keep ourselves relatively warm and in good health, obviously, due to the problems that are going on in the world right now with the thing we can't speak of. So yeah, I will be doing a rundown on gear and clothes very soon in terms of winter. Rob Weatherall says the speed is great, but not in crap weather. They smell fantastic. Yeah, my speed sort of taken on a strange odour of... it used to be kind of garden centre, but now it smells a little bit like my new strimmer that I bought, actually. I bought a new strimmer the other day. I haven't been able to use it yet because it just keeps raining out there, but it does smell like my strimmer, which is weird. Yeah, that's the only problem with the Speed and the Pro, actually. I found that they're just a little slippery in that wet weather. Got to be a little careful. Steve A says bicarbonate of soda gets rid of whiffy shoe smells. I'll try that out, Steve. I'll raid the cupboards and see if I can find some. Dylan Tan says, any recommendations for carbon plated shoes for people with wide and flat feet? The Hyperion Elite 2 would be my suggestion there. That one is a little wider in the toe box. I didn't really feel the arch too much on that one, but yeah, that would be my suggestion. It seems to work. I felt it's just really a comfortable, very comfortable shoe. It felt a little bit too like the Tempo, perhaps. But I need to get out and do some more miles in that one. I need to clear some of these daily shoes first, and I can do some more speed work in some of the super shoes. CCG Social says, any ideas on head torches? I've got it's a Petzl, is it Actic? That works really well. I get hours and hours of life out of it. It's USB rechargeable. You can buy a version of it that comes with a battery as well, so you don't have to buy that. So that's what I would recommend in terms of head torches. That one's really dependable. I've dropped it loads of times and it just keeps on working. Carl says, ever considered to put the shoes in the washing machine? Does it really destroy them? I wouldn't personally do it myself. I don't think that perhaps water or prolonged exposure to water in that sort of environment would be good. So I'd probably avoid that and just let them air dry, really. Daniel says he doesn't need them, but he's grabbed a pair of the mango colorway Vaporflies. You guys are crazy. Everyone's been going for those today. Even if we don't need them, there's the allure is just too much. Mark says, am I going to try the Float Ride Grow? Yeah, I did see Kafuzi did a video on those. You know, I like Reebok stuff and trying out new things, so it might be one I try. Although I was a bit, I don't know, I was a bit sort of nonplussed really about the colourway. Maybe if they release another colourway, I'll bag a pair of those. Ben Weiss says, some washing machines have a shoe mode. Why has mine not got this, a shoe mode? I just use the same 30-degree eco wash every time, so I don't mess around with it. Mrs. EDDBUD knows how that thing works. I just put it on that one, bang, and then it's bang, and the clothes are relatively clean. Oh, Joe says he puts his in the washing machine loads of times. Oh, I couldn't do it, Joe. I'm not sure I could do it. Yeah, I've heard putting them in pillowcases can save them a little bit more. Tegid Reese says, evening from Wales, not far away. Not far away. Good seeing all the companies catching up with Nike regarding the shoes. He saw a few Adidas athletes in particular Yeah, there was quite a range today, Tegid. They really did, across the board, really. Women's and men's race. You had some Adidas wearers there, some New Balance. There was a couple of Hoka guys there I did see. So good to see some range there. And towards the end of the men's race, it could have been either of those guys could have had the win. Dylan Tan responds to Swaggerino. Seen reviews, but the review in terms of midsoles doesn't seem great. Not sure which shoe that is that they were talking about. Nick B says, hello Ed. Hello Nick. Do you know anything about sizing when it comes to trail running shoes? Signed up for an off-road 50 and now need to invest in some proper shoes. Nick, I would suggest probably the best trail running shoe I've worn is the Terra Ultra G270. That is just a fantastic shoe. I'd suggest that shoe's actually better than a lot of road shoes I've tried out. Multi-terrain sort of shoe. Sizing seemed pretty spot on. It's not the sort of shoe you probably want to wear a very thick sock in. If you're going to be going on for a thicker sock, I mean a half size up is probably going to have to be on the cards for a running shoe anyway. I tend to wear thinner socks just because I just find my foot overheats. But yeah, you're probably going to want to look to go half up. The G270, if you can, give it a try because that is a great shoe. Brilliant cushion. And just it's really well put together. Superb grip on almost anything. I really need to get out again on my little... There's a good trail route just very close to me. I mean, there's an incredible hill just at the back here that I could run up and down if I really like doing hills that much. I certainly won't be doing that tomorrow. I'm going to need a rest tomorrow. Swaggerino responded there, so New Balance RC Elite then. Yeah, that Elite is probably the closest thing there is to the Vaporfly 4% kind of mixed with the Next percent, I would guess. It's somewhere in the middle of those two shoes. Joe says, what do you mean that you don't need them? I don't need them, Joe. I mustn't do it. PHR Fun Music says hello. Hello. David Reed says the Nano Plus is meant to be a good head torch. Maybe I could get a couple of head torches and test them out. That would be a good thing. I'm not sure how I'd video. I'm not sure how I'd do that. I'd need to sort of go out and sort of test them and then talk about them afterwards. I don't think watching me run around just with a bright light on the camera is a very exciting thing. I'm not sure anyone, even hardened EDDBUD fans, would want to watch that. Oh, Rob, I tell you what, I tried... There's a certain Nike top that I've got, a long sleeve one, and no matter what I do with it, it really doesn't smell good. It's been banned, in fact, from me wearing it in the house. I mean, I still wear it out there, but maybe I'll try the 40 again and see if that works, 40 degrees. That'll be good. Nick says, thank you, sir. No worries. I think that one could work out really well for you. If you're doing a 50, that's a lot of Ks. Well, best of luck for you with that one, Nick. Daresh says, hi Ed, any idea on when Nike will release orange colourway in Alphafly? Do you mean the mango one? I believe it came out over here in the UK today, but I don't know if it came out anywhere else. I'd assume they will release it. At some point, Daresh, you just got to keep checking that Nike site and keeping your fingers crossed that it will appear and you get lucky. I don't know why they starve the market like this. I really don't. There's so many people out there that want to buy them. I just hope you get lucky there, buddy. Robin says the outsole of Sarah Hall's prototype is definitely not out Adidas. Yeah, the underside of it didn't look like an Adidas shoe. I would have assumed that would have had some sort of Continental type rubber or Quick Strike or something on there. I'm not sure what it is. I mean, the midsole stack looked like the Adizero Adios Pro, but the outsole underneath, it definitely didn't look like that. Andrew says, the Adidas Continental rubber is amazing, but what is the next best rubber, in your opinion? Of all the shoes I've tried out recently, the best outsole has been the RC Elite. That really does work. It really does work. Other than that, I mean, for durability, AHA, it's just nuts. Andy mentioned on his video, the collab video that we did today, that I think AHA rubber will be, you know, around for thousands of years. People will dig it up, you know. They'll find an ASICS shoe or what's left of it, and the rubber will still be there. I don't see it disappearing anytime soon. So I think that's probably, yeah. The RC Elite, it really, that outsole is brilliant. The grip is superb. Eric the Red says he loves his Petzls. Yeah, you can't lose with that. It's so cheap as well. I think it was about £25. And it's lasted a couple of years. It keeps on going. I keep charging the battery and it keeps working. It never seems to fail on me, and that's what you want from a piece of gear. Something that just keeps on rolling. Michael says, am I still playing guitar in a band? And what's the band name? So I'm in two groups, I guess. We can't play anywhere right now. You're not allowed to play live music anywhere, which really, you know, makes me sad. It really does make me sad. I really miss playing live rock and roll music. So I play with my dad's group, the Dale Fender Band. I play 50s and 60s music. And then with my other group, with Alan Flint and John Brzezinski, my cousin, we play similar stuff, but a little bit faster, and some of our own material based on that era as well. So maybe someday soon I'll get to play again. I don't know when that'll be. I know lots of musicians, people have taught in the past, and you know, it's destroyed their careers. You know, it really is a sad thing. So hopefully that'll change at some point. Daniel says he's just checked and the Vaporfly is this. Daniel, don't do this to me. I don't need any more. These were great. These were fine today. These were okay. They've got many miles left in them yet. I don't need another one. Swaggerino says, Skechers Goodyear rubber. I'd love to do a Skechers Goodyear versus Adidas Continental matchup. That would be good. Yeah, tyre rubber is where it's at, Swaggerino. Gotta be tyre rubber on your shoes. They smell better as well. Nike need to get in there, you know, with some tyre rubber. Who is it, Pirelli or something? Maybe they can put some of that on there. Well, they can add another 20 quid to the price then, can't they? Nick says the mangoes didn't come out in New Zealand. Okay, so maybe soon. Lash DK says the mango did drop in Denmark. They're still waiting for the Tempo Next Percent Fly Ease. Yeah, we haven't had any of the Fly Ease ones yet for that shoe. I can see people perhaps with some physical impairments really benefiting from that shoe. It could really help them out. And perhaps people doing some triathlons and stuff like that, that could really work well. So Nike, come on, get those shoes over here. Get some accessibility going. Adam Small says I need to get some scent boosters. They're the way forward. Okay, I'll have to investigate that. Maybe I'll get Mrs. EDDBUD on the case to see if she can find some scent boosters. She's good at finding stuff, Mrs. EDDBUD. Always good at finding stuff. Andrew says, have I tried any On shoes? I haven't tried any of those. Maybe I'll try one in the future at some point, but I just keep I keep sort of reading bad reviews on them. People keep mentioning that they've fallen to bits, or they just felt a bit firm, or if something pops up that's really interesting, perhaps that On shoe that they were going to make, the sustainable one, that might be an interesting angle to put things on. Martha says, hello everyone, stopping in after watching the highlights of the marathon. managed to knock the results by being out running. There were certainly quite a few surprises there, Martha, in the top positions. Some real surprises. Rob says, I need some antibacterial liquid. Makes a massive difference. I think that's what we've got, an antibacterial and antibac one, but I don't know. It's that one shirt is just really bad. What tyre pressure is best for the shoes? I'm not sure. I would love to know what the difference is between the men's and women's AirPods on the Alphafly and their Tempo Next percent as well, because apparently they're slightly different. Andy Seal is in the house. Hello, Andy. Joe, I've got to not take that risk right now. There's many other shoes to be tested. I want to try and get some gear. Plus, need to use some of the spare funds for the apparel and the t-shirts and stuff. Road Running Review says, good job, Ed. Thank you. Robin, can you guys get Skechers in the UK? Nothing here in Germany. Oh, it's really bad, Robin. Like, I've been to Skechers stores in the past, and you can occasionally pick stuff up, but they don't really seem to be that hot on the advertising. Even though they produce some good shoes, you know, everyone's seen Seth's reviews of some of the Skechers shoes, and Emily Heller's reviews as well. I'd love to try some, but they're just really difficult to get a hold of here in the UK, as Rob Weatherall mentions there. Andy Seal says, what running watch do I use? I'm still rocking my old Apple Watch 2, which does great stuff for me. I use the iSmooth Run app, and it works pretty much flawlessly, and the battery life's still relatively good on this thing, he says. Yeah, it's still pretty decent. I might upgrade soon though. New watch. But I kind of like it, the fact that it just works. It's simple. It just does what I need it to do. I don't need all this other stuff. As long as I can make sure I hit certain speeds, tempos, times, distances, I don't need anything else. I kind of like my watches to be like a Telecaster guitar, just simple. Nice and simple. Ben Y says, I'd love to see a shoe concept where you can replace used midsole and outsoles with a fresh one. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? A special sort of service. You know, minimising usage of materials. I like that. Swaggerino says, yeah, nothing here in the UK. Yeah, I'd love to try some of those shoes out, guys. It's really strange, isn't it? Martha says, what shoe would you recommend for a 5 and 10k? Yeah, maybe the Meta Racer, Martha. It's certainly a shoe you want to be up on the midfoot, forefoot there. There's not a mass of foam in any shape or form really, but it's such a light, nimble shoe. Yeah, that'll probably be one of my. That'll probably be one of the ones to go for. I mean, if you want an ultra light shoe, the Reebok Run Fast Pro. I mean, in my size, I think it was like 140 grams or something like that. It might have even been less than that. It's so light, it's just ridiculous. And you've got a PIBA based midsole as well on that one. So, a couple of shoes for you to try out. Andy Seal says, just ordered the Asics Kano Light. I haven't tried any stability shoes. Every time I go in to get my gait tested, which has been a while now, because you can't really just head over to a running shoe store right now. I've always been just a neutral runner, so they've always advised me to use those type of shoes. So I guess the only stability thing I've tried is the Infinity Run, and I really liked that. That was a good shoe. I didn't really notice the stability elements of it though. Toxic Lucidity says they picked up a pair of the Mango Vaporflies. Yeah, I'd love to know, Martha, what the difference is there. I would assume there is some sort of difference, but then again, it'd be cool to give people the chance to decide, you know, which one they want. That would be an interesting thing for Nike to do. Chris McLean says that Running Warehouse Europe have sketches with free shipping. Well, I might try one out then. If I can find one that's relatively new on the scene, I'll give one a whirl. The Razor 3 could be the one. Adam Small, Stoppables active. Didn't like On Shoes but signed up to their sustainable subscription shoe. Interesting. It's a P-Bax shoe, is it? Interesting. I didn't know that. Roadrunner Reviews in the house. Hey Triple R, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Carl says, really like the video with the Nike Gakuso 4%. Are you still using them, or are they just on the shelf like a jewel? I used them in quite a few races. I used them a little while back to do like a time trial as well, and yeah, they're a beautiful shoe. The best version of the 4%. Carl, it was a long time ago, that video. I think I've moved on quite a bit since then, Carl. Hopefully I have. Steve A says, Ed, what's left to release this year? Surely you've seen all this year's super shoes. The carbon, what's it called? The Rocket X? That's coming out relatively soon. There was something else as well. There's one more from somebody. I can't remember who it was now, but yeah, I wouldn't mind testing out one last Hoka towards the end of the year, if that appears at some point. I don't know. Smith 357 says, hi Ed, thanks for all the content. No worries, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it as much as I enjoy making the stuff. I really do genuinely enjoy it. Do I have any idea how long the Vaporfly Next percent will be available for? I don't think they're going to get rid of that one anytime soon. In fact, there were some leaked images of a Next percent release for next year. So sort of like a 21 release. So I don't think it's going anywhere just yet, buddy. So you should be alright. Jody, making Reebok great again. Yeah, there's some good Reebok shoes. They're hideously undervalued, that make. Really are. Steve, you don't have to have your phone with you to use the iSmooth Run app. It installs a little app on your watch, and then it just syncs up when you get back. So that's kind of why I like it, because if it's wet, and I don't really like taking my phone out at the moment, if I can. I feel as if I'm sort of attached to it too much. I like just putting it away and leaving it somewhere sometimes, and just living, you know, just living. So you don't need your phone on you when you run. Rob says there are 2 more colourways of the Alphafly to come. Oh no, the Kenya and Kipchoge marathon ones. Yeah, they'll bust those out. I don't think I'd need another pair of Alphaflies now. I've got, there they are. I haven't even broke these out yet. They're just, who knows? Who knows when I might get to use those. Michael says he likes my Nuka-Cola t-shirt. Yeah, I'm a big Fallout fan. I really love Fallout 3, Fallout 4. I like New Vegas as well. That was a great game. Those games are immense. Love them to bits. I didn't play 76. I just thought that was moving away from the sort of single player experience that I really liked. So Nuka-Cola. I could do with some Nuka-Cola right now. This energy drink's not really doing the business for me. Finn says, how is Mrs. Edbud and the little man doing? Oh, thanks for asking. They're doing very well. Miss Edbud's feeling good, and the little man, he's a machine. He sleeps well, he eats very well, lots and lots of milk, and yeah, he's starting to make some really interesting sounds now. And yeah, he's a good little lad. He's very tall, very long. He's a long guy. He's going to be like me, I think. Ducking as he goes through door frames to make sure he gets underneath, and picking things off the shelves for people that ask in the supermarket. David says, have I tried the new data maps function in Strava? No, I haven't tried that. I'll have to investigate that, David. Swaggerino says, cover your eyes if you're a Liverpool fan. I'm not sure what he means. Are they playing now? Is there a match on now or something? Maxi says, why not use the Garmin Forerunner, for example? Super simple. Yeah, that might be... I just want something that's really easy to get on with. There's not too many functions and stuff, because I think that just takes away from training sometimes. As long as I can put in some sorted intervals and all that sort of stuff, I'm gold. That's all I need. Oh, Outer Worlds, yeah, I did see about that one, Joe. I might try that out at some point. Garmin Forerunner, basically a thin line telly. Awesome. That makes a lot of sense to me. I can understand that kind of analogy. Kevin Stenner. How are you doing, Kev? Good to see you in the chat. He's impressed with his Evo rides. Yeah, they're a good shoe. Went and ordered the Big Brother Glide Ride. Yeah, the Glide Ride will be great, Kev, for doing some long distance stuff. Yeah, it's just a little bit more cushioned, a little bit more padded, a little more plush. So I think that will really work out well for you, that one. What? Liverpool are losing 7-2 to Villa? What? Seriously? That's insane. What crazy results. Like the Manchester United result earlier. And that's... What? I'll have to go and check this out shortly. Steve A says a Garmin 45 and the 245 are a good choice. I'll check those out after I've walked the dog. And it's about that time now, guys. I'd like to say thank you for all of you for joining us here in the chat on the live stream today. Hope you've all had fantastic weekends. I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Make sure you go and check out that latest collab that I've done with Andy, the FOD runner, reviewing the Dynablast from ASICS. Really enjoyed working out with Andy on that one. Please do take care, everybody. My name's EDDBUD. I'll be seeing you.